Hello and welcome to the show. As always, I'm William Crossland, and today I'm talking about my 10 predictions for the upcoming 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Okay, now to be clear, these predictions there's only 10, and they are in no particular order. Starting with prediction number 1. I predict that William Byron will win at least 4 races his rookie year this year in the Exalta 24 Camaro, which one of them will include the Brickyard 400. And no, I know what you're thinking. It's not because we both share the same first name. I think William Byron is going to surprise a lot of people this year by his talent alone. And the reason I mention Indianapolis is because of last year's Xfinity race at the Brickyard, where William Byron won for the first time on his first start at Indianapolis. Now, I'm sure he had many more times being in Indianapolis inside the simulator through iRacing, but you can't deny that talent. And without Casey Kane being in a Hendrick Motorsports ride, I don't see any other competitors who can stay up there in the front. And I think with that Hendrick engine, William Byron's just going to have what it takes at Indianapolis and throughout the season. Now, my next prediction goes something a little bit like this. Clint Bowyer, the driver of the number 14 Mobil 1 Ford for Stewart-Haas Racing, by some miracle, will make the round of 8 this year. Now hear me out. This is really a far-fetched prediction, but Clint Bowyer is a Cup veteran, and this past year he had 6 top 5s and 13 top 10s, and he led a total of 22 laps. He had an average start of 13th and an average finish of 15th, but he did have quite a few seconds, 4ths, and 5ths, those kind of finishes in the mix. So he has what it takes. He just had a lot of bad luck last year. I think with most other new drivers at an when drivers move to a new organization, it takes a year or two to get out of the teething stages, and I think he's going to be ready to go this year, and I expect Clint Bowyer to get to the round of 8. You heard it here first. All right, now moving on to prediction number 3. Jeffrey Earnhardt, who will be in the 00 car this year, will get a top 3 finish at least once this year. This is definitely a more reasonable prediction. I can really see this happening for Jeffrey Earnhardt. I think he's a really talented driver. He's kind of starting at the bottom despite his legendary last name and lineage. He's got a new sponsor this year, VRX Simulators, and he's got a new number, 00. He's going to be driving for VRX Motorsports. If you have Hulu, I highly recommend seeing his documentary series, The Driver, and it's exclusive to Hulu, but I really recommend it because it really shows a really good inside look of the smaller teams in North Carolina that are just barely getting by, and you really see it from their side how when they go to the track, they're just looking to have a good finish. They're just looking to finish the race with what they've got, and it's pretty inspiring, the daily routine that Jeffrey has, and I really think he can do this. He can get that top 3 and maybe then some. Now on to prediction number 4. As a Chase Elliott fan, I think this one goes without saying for me. One of Chase Elliott's many wins next year will be at the fall race at Martinsville. That's right, the one last year where Denny Hamlin put the dump on Chase Elliott, put him in the wall, and ended his chances of winning. Yeah, this one really explains itself. I think Chase Elliott had that race won, and he knew he's going to come back hungry, ready to do it again, and I don't think there's going to be anybody stopping him this time. Looking at you, Denny. Now, prediction number 5 still deals with Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott will get his first win in front of his home crowd at Atlanta Motor Speedway, a race which I will be in attendance, and I hope to see a moment of history. Now, I think Chase Elliott has every chance in the world to win the Daytona 500, but if not, he'll have an even better chance, in my opinion, at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the last weekend of February. Now, I will be at this race, like I said, and there will be a special video vlog, if you will, from my trip there, and I'll just be recording on my phone, and then I'll also have the regular race review sometime after that. Now, prediction number 6, in honor of the car number he used to have in the Xfinity series, I think you'll know who I'm talking about. Bubba Wallace will start his full-time Cup career with a bang as he is my pick to win the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Say what you will about him being a rookie. Say what you will about him being from not a 5-star team from Richard Petty Motorsports. I think Bubba Wallace has the ability to shock the world on February 18th. Remember guys, it's a plate race. That means anybody has a shot. And as long as you avoid the big one, I think Bubba Wallace will be there at the end in P1. Now prediction number 7 I think is a little more general, but I think if this is correct, how I think it's going to be correct, it's going to have a lasting impression on the entire season as a whole. Now, because of the unaltered nose on the Ford Fusions, I do believe that Ford will suffer this year, performance-wise. Now, Ford hasn't seen a manufacturer's championship since 2002. Chevrolet took the dominance from 2003 all the way to 2015. And then Toyota has taken the last 2 years of the manufacturer's championship title. Now, since the Gen 6 and even before, Ford has been stuck on this Ford Fusion model, and some of the drivers are complaining about the front nose of the car, how it's not as capable of the same performance as the Chevrolets and the Toyotas. Now, the question is, when will Ford switch to Mustang in the Cup? We saw Chevrolet do it with the Camaro, as the Camaro was first used in the Xfinity Series before now bringing the Camaro ZL1 to the Monster Energy Cup Series. Maybe Ford will follow suit in 2019 or 2020 when they figure out that the package they're running right now simply isn't as competitive as the other two makes. Prediction number 8. I believe that Erik Jones and that number 20 Joe Gibbs Camry will win not only the spring race at Bristol, but also the fall race. Just a friendly reminder, these are all out of sheer speculation. I just remember seeing the fall race last year on television and thinking, wow, Erik Jones has this race. He's going so well. He's going to catch Kyle Busch and he's going to win. Did that happen? No. But I think now that Erik is out of that rookie stage and he's moved to Joe Gibbs, he's going to have the car to beat at Bristol. It seems like the last great Coliseum is Erik Jones' favorite place to drive. Now, I know that I said that these predictions were in no particular order, but I did save the best 2 for last. Now, for my 9th prediction, I believe that the round of 4, when we get to Homestead, will be Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin. Well, I see this as a fair assessment, seeing that Kyle Larson did have that engine trouble at the round of 8 cutoff race at Kansas, which I think if he hadn't have had that situation, he would have been just fine going into the round of 8 and then to the round of 4. I see him doing it this year. Martin Truex Jr., of course, he's the defending champion. I think he'll get himself back into the 4 spots. Chase Elliott, I think he's getting in there as well. No favoritism there. And Denny Hamlin, this year is his year, man. I know I'm a Chase Elliott fan. That's weird to say, but I think it's been a long time coming for Denny Hamlin. And finally, my 10th prediction for the season of 2018 is that the championship winner will finally be Denny Hamlin. I know. How can you like Denny Hamlin after he dumped Chase Elliott, your favorite driver, at the end of the 2017 season, which consequently put him out of the championship running? Well, I just think it's a long time coming for this guy. He's had so many times, time and again, getting so far into the chase and then the playoff format, and then for some reason or another, he just falls short. But this year, that number 11 FedEx Toyota Camry is going to find his way to his first championship. Again, you heard it here first. So, what did you think about my predictions? Did you love them? Hate them? Hey, let me know. There's a comment section for a reason. Also, I'd love to hear your own predictions. Who do you think is going to win each race? Who do you think is going to get to those final positions in the playoffs? And who do you think is going to take it all come Homestead? Well, that's all for this episode, and I'm proud to say that this is pretty much it as far as preseason talk goes, because coming soon, it's time to shut up and start racing, because we'll have the Clash at Daytona, the Advanced Auto Parts Clash at Daytona, February 11th, and I'll have a video after that talking about what went down then, and the week after that, we'll have the Can-Am Duels 1 and 2, and then on Sunday, the Daytona 500. As always, if you like this video, be sure to give a like, and if you want to keep up with me throughout the season, why not subscribe? I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Until then, this is William Crossland. Thanks for listening.